All right, so it's time for another room renovation. This time, this is the quote unquote guest room. We don't really have any guests because even if we did, I wouldn't let them in here because this is just like leftover stuff from everywhere else. I'm going for an earthy kind of forest green look on this. Green, copper, brass, gold type deal because that's trendy and something different. So I have 7 days to do this. It's going to be a surprise. So hopefully I get good reactions from it. All right, you don't need to hear me talk. Just watch what I do, and we're gonna clean up first and clear the room out as always. So let's do that.
A little fun fact is this used to be my room all the way through high school, but when I came back and I renovated the downstairs, that's where I moved all my stuff into. So this just became one of those classic random additional rooms in the house that never got any love, so it's time to give it some love.
This is going to be the main accent wall of the room. It's going to be a border batten wall. And it's going to be separated into 3 or 4 vertical divisions and then 1 horizontal division. After I have those divisions in, I'll trim it out on the edges to give it a little more interest. Definitely these chair rails are going to have to come off, and I'm going to use this to decide if I'm going to take the rest of the chair rails off depending on how bad it is underneath. So this is moment of truth number 1. Okay, so it looks promising. Only problem is these are not finished nails. Now the deciding factor is if these nails come out easily or if they start breaking the wall, and that'll tell me. That wasn't horrible. There is some chipping and stuff, but I think that if I just take all the chair rail off now, I'll just do that with the other step and it won't be much more of a hassle. So that's the plan right now. So let's get to doing that.
When I was measuring for this feature wall, I made sure that I went piece by piece and measured each section individually instead of batching them all together, because from all the previous renovations, I've realized that you can never assume that anything's level in this house or at 90 degrees. It's a little extra work up front, but you save yourself so much time and frustration that it's definitely worth it to take your time in the beginning.
This last section is a little bit wonky, so that's why I'm leaving it last, because I think those horizontal spacers are going to be a little more uneven, but visually it should look okay. But yeah, so now I'm just going to use liquid nails and work my way from left to right with all the spacers to make sure that the spacing is correct.
After the foundation for the board and batten wall was all set into place, then I went around and, just like the foundation, I measured each section individually to cut out the inner trim detail pieces. I dry fit all the detail pieces in place to make sure that all my miters were tight and that everything fit correctly. Since all the pieces were already in place, all I had to do was go around with a nail gun and pop in a couple nails on each piece, so that whole process went by really quickly. After all the fun stuff was done, I went around and filled all the nail holes and sanded it smooth. Something I've learned from stepping out of my comfort zone with the types of colors I choose is that with darker and more saturated colors, if you prime with a darker gray, then the end result will come out a lot richer and cleaner than if you just did a normal white primer. Since painting is my least favorite part of any project, my friend Jack came over to help me prime the rest of the room, which made it go by a lot faster. So shout out to Jack. He's always so eager to help and always there when you need it.
You want to hold this for a second?
No.
Okay. Stuff is done now, meaning painting and spackling and all that stuff, so the base of the room is all set. I'm gonna head to some stores to figure out the decor. I know that the palette's gonna be green, gold, brass, copper, and not sure exactly what I want to do with that yet. Somewhere in between those warm metallics, and then some cream tones for curtains and rug, stuff like that. I'm gonna head to Michael's, gonna head to a really good antique shop, Lowe's for some hardware. Now it's all the fun stuff, decorating. I'll try to film a little bit in the stores, but yeah, off we go.
So I knew the basic style I wanted, which was kind of classy and elegant, but it was just a matter of finding things to fit it. And luckily I came across these two pieces, which both had matching cream and gold tones. As for the smaller knickknacks and things, I always recommend going to thrift stores and antique shops because you can always find really cool, unique pieces there. Some things I found didn't necessarily match the color palette that I was going for, so that was as simple as just cleaning it up and spray painting it or adding rub and buff to bring out some details, just modifying these pieces to make it a little more personal. I was pressed for time and also pretty lazy, so instead of figuring out how to wire things through the wall like I have before, I just got these wall sconces and modified them to be plug-in lights. To clean up the look of the plug-in lights, all I did was add some cable hiders and I routed it as neatly as I could to where it would be behind the bed, and then I gave it a coat of the same color and it actually really blended in perfectly. It looks like a detail that's meant to be there.
You did it! You did it! Oh my god. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh, so cute. Oh my god. Did you show Dad? Okay, okay, okay.
Wow.
What is this? Like, what did you do? What is this?
You did that too?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Wow.
How did you think of this? This is what I love the best. Oh, you put my picture. Oh, I like that.
Oh my God.
This just feels freaky.
That's something.
What the heck? Oh my god, it's so gorgeous.